You know, when Bobby Orr is at the tail end of his career, this guy drew a lot of interest because he was Bobby's defensive partner, a stay-at-home defenseman, and when Bobby made his, what I call, umpteenth rush of the period, he would always stay behind and protect from the 3-on-2 or the 2-on-1. Now, Al Sims may not be a household name to many people in North America, but in the Hockey Night in Canada generation and the Boston Bruins fans, he is kind of sort of like a folk hero, not only because we did on the ice what he did off the ice as a head coach and hockey mind outside of his regular turn on defense. Now, he played 10 seasons in the NHL between 73 and 83 with the Bruins, the Whalers, and the LA Kings. After retiring, he turned to coaching and remained in his role from 88 to 2016 in various leagues. Sims also served as the head coach of the San Jose Sharks in the NHL during the 97 season. Now, in 72, Sims was the first round and first ever draft pick of the New York Raiders of the WHA, but chose to sign with the Bruins, who had drafted him in the third round. Now, at Cornwall, Ontario, in junior hockey, he played with the great Bob Murray, a rushing defenseman. Over 3 seasons with Cornwall, he helped them skate to the Memorial Cup. Best season with Cornwall was his draft year, of course, 75 points in 62 games, including 62 assists. Now, he was considered a top 40 prospect. First season with Boston, playing with Bobby Orr. He had 12 assists in 76 games and played in 16 big playoff games for the side. Now, 75 and 76, the stay-at-home version of Sims was prevalent, but he did spend some time in the minors after 2 full NHL seasons. He played with Rochester in 76 and found himself all the way in the minors in 77, where he had 42 points in 80 games when Brad Park and other defensemen were coming up. Now, 78 to 79 was his comeback years. He played 110 games over 2 seasons with the big club, but also played with Rochester most of the time. So at this time, he was considered mostly a number 5 defenseman. Now, some injuries hurt his time with Boston. He missed part of the 75 season with tonsillitis and missed part of the 76 season with an injured right thumb. Now, he played in numerous leagues in his career, but as most notably, he skated with LA for a short while, Hartford, New Haven Nighthawks, Geneviève Servette HC of the NLB, Evi Lindschut of Germany, came back to the Nighthawks in 85, then BSC Preußen of the German number 2 league, then with the Fife Flyers over 2 seasons in the BHL. Fife, he put up 155 points in 41 games in 87, then back to the IHL with the Fort Wayne Comets. Actually, that was his first and last season in Fort Wayne with 37 points in 61 games. Now, final NHL totals, 165 points in 475 games, including 49 goals and 41 playoff games. Of course, 2 assists and that semifinal run in 79 where he and the Bruins gave Montreal a really good handle in that playoff. Now, he was a IHL Turner Cup winner and Fort Wayne as coach in 93. He won Coach of the Year with Fort Wayne in 93. He was an AHL All-Star second team, 77 in Rochester and 83 in New Haven. Now, coaching career, he served as Fort Wayne's player assistant coach in 89. He was named Fort Wayne's head coach on June 29, 89, and remained there till 93. He was named Milwaukee's head coach in August 97 and remained there until May 2000. He became the first head coach of Reading of the ECHL on June 19, 2001 and remained that position until May 1st, 2002. Now, prior to this, he was also a finalist to become Anaheim's first head coach in 93, but lost a job to Ron Wilson, who later hired him, of course, as an assistant. Now, getting back to head coaching details, he was named Corpus Christi head coach on February 12, 2002 for the CHL side and remained there until November 2003. He was named Fort Worth's head coach on December 3rd, 2003, and stayed there until 2005. Now, on the management side, he was a Fort Wayne's GM and Director of Hockey Operations from 89 to 93. He was Corpus Christi's interim general manager from December 12 to December 17, 2002. Now, what was pretty weird about Al was sort of magical on the ice and magical off the ice. He dabbled as a musician during off-season easy playing days, and I heard he was quite good. Now, Al and Eugene Sims also tied the IHL record by winning 10 consecutive road games as a coach of Fort Wayne in 93. He was also the first IHL coach to lead team to a championship win with a 12-0 postseason record, a feat he accomplished with Fort Wayne in 93. Now, he was also named coach on the all-time Fort Wayne team by Fort Wayne News Sentinel in 2001. Now, Boston decided to part ways with Al via the NHL expansion draft, and he was claimed by Hartford on June 13th, 79. But for some reason, Hartford wasn't really a good fit for him. I tell you why. You think the numbers he put up, he would get more respect from the fans and the players, but considering the results on the ice, and he was a big part of that, they never really praised him, and by the time he ended up in LA, I think he was just frustrated by the NHL mind games that were being played. 93 points he had put up in 156 games in Hartford in 80-81. We rarely get any media coverage. Those numbers, especially second year, 52 points in 80 games, deserved more recognition, but you know how it goes. Sometimes the fans and the media only like it if you're doing it for a big team. But I look at also the British numbers too. 200 and almost 250 points in 2 seasons total with Fife. Became again a hometown hero any place he went. Now, Al's big thing as well. He also coached for the Evansville Icemen of the ECHL, who he took over during the 2015 season, and coached them for 2 campaigns, but he failed to make the postseason. Now, because the team was dormant in 2007 and 17 in preparation for moving elsewhere, which turned out to be Jacksonville, and a new head coach took over after the 1-year delay. But you look at that, ladies and gentlemen. The amount of dedication, almost a half century, to hockey. I mean, Al has been a tremendous representative for the Boston Bruins alumni, for the NHL, for all the minor leagues he played for the Q, where he was a legend in Cornwall, especially with that second season. But I still look to you 2 years in Hartford. Like I said, I would rarely see any positive publicity, and you would think there would be, because when you're playing with Bobby Hull and Davey Keon and Gordie Howe, maybe it was just basically overshadowed by the heavy media. But I'm telling you something, if I get a defenseman putting up 56 points for a former WHA champion, I'm going to publicize him. Not saying he did him dirty, but he should have given more publicity, in my personal opinion. So that's the legend of Al Sims. If you like what we're doing here with our Vintage NHL podcast, let us know with a like, comment, or subscribe. And by the way, getting to that, back to that IHL second IHL title in 2008, they defeated the Port Huron Ice Hawks 4-3 after a triple overtime 7 deciding game. Now, he led them to the Turner Cup in 2009, and also he led their Comets to their third straight and fourth straight, counting the 93 season Turner Cup. So it was quite interesting. Now, Sims as well, like I said, a very, very, if you can see only a videotape of his skating and passing style, he mimicked the best of the number 3 and number 4 defensemen of his era. And that's something that really stand out. To me, one of the most underrated Boston Bruins on defense I've ever seen, but it's my personal opinion. You have to be underrated because you're playing with Bobby Orr. Maybe that's what happened to Hartford. Maybe he thought Bobby Orr was going to come back to Hartford. I don't know. Thanks for listening. Bye.